good evening in whichever part of the world you are joining us from. My name is Deepak R. Khemani and I am one of the co-founders of Bloom. Bloom is the brainchild of Miss Payal Irani. Bloom is a flower that has blossomed and is spreading its fragrance across the globe. At Bloom, we are into physical and mental wellness, trainings, speaking engagements, and creating signature workshops for corporates and individuals desirous of going to the next level. We have a powerful and a dynamic team which has been handpicked. They are the who's who in their respective domains, having an cumulative experience of 200 plus years. At Bloom, we strongly believe in co-creation, collaboration, and teamwork. I invite each and every one of you to be a part of Bloom, where together we grow, and as Bloom blossoms, it creates ripples the world over. Let me take this opportunity to introduce my co-host, Mr. K.V. Premraj. Premraj is a futurist. He speaks on leadership and management. A co-author of 5 books, 5 #1 bestseller books. He has spent 37 years in the banking and financial services sector, both in the private and public sector space. He was a CEO of the BPO arm of a leading private sector bank in India. Premraj hails from Mumbai. I would request him to take the show forward by introducing our guest today. Over to you, Premraj.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you for that very, very kind and flattering introduction. We have today a very dynamic personality in Harish Mehta. Harish is a certified banker from the Institute of Indian Bankers, is now a motivational speaker and certified leadership, business, and executive coach. He comes with an experience of over 36 years in the public sector, private sector, and in senior management roles. He's been a leader throughout his life with an ability to deliver beyond expectations due to his leadership style, personality, and extensive knowledge. As a banker, he was heading the largest branch of a public sector bank in Mumbai. Harish has a mastery of managing people by leading from the front and carrying his people along to grow in their personal and professional space. He's undergone training under some of the world's best brains. More about it, we'll hear from the man himself. His par excellence leadership skills, coupled with the ability to effectively network, has earned him the reputation of being one of the most sought after names in the field of training and development. He has taken on the role of the speaker, mentor, coach, and trainer, helping individuals, business leaders, and organizations to achieve the next level of success and sustaining the same in the dynamic business scenario. Harish believes that growth thrives from a single point action, that is action. With 4 decades of experience and knowledge gained through all the trainings and programs, Harish is an accomplished speaker, coach, teacher, mentor, and facilitator. Let's hear more about this powerful and dynamic personality from the person himself. Welcome to the show, Harish.
Thank you, Premraj. Thank you, Deepak. Thank you all who have showed up. And thank you all who are hiding. I love people who have the power to show up and face reality. You are born on planet Earth with a purpose. And remember, you have survived the pandemic because you have not fulfilled the purpose as yet. Those who are not with us needed to go. Those who are with us need to achieve more in less. And I've been speaking on this for the last 18 months. More about that later. First about me.
Yeah.
I was not born with a golden spoon, but I was surely born with a silver spoon. Born in 58 in Delhi, lived my first 12 years in Kolkata, South Point, moved to Delhi, Salwan Public Schools, was in the merit list, 1975 batch, stood 5th in Commerce All India. And my life shifted. I moved to Shri Ram College because of my percentage of marks. But I played cricket for 3 years, morning, evening, night. And represented Delhi under 22. Somehow could not play because there is only one left-hander in a team. Ravi Shastri, Dilip Doshi, Rajinder Goyal, Maninder Singh coming up, all that together. Yet I would be played because I would be the one who would take wickets, the guy with results. Somehow I was selected in the 16, but did not play. Listen to the words that I speak today and remember them for life. It is in your moments of decision that you design your destiny. My father, an influential man, he handed me an appointment letter. In December of 78, the year I passed out, and just managed to pass. I submitted the degree back because I wanted to play inter-university. Shri Ram College, I was the only guy, and there were guys, Arun Lal, Piyush Pandey, Raman Lamba, all those guys, Hindu College, Sunil Khanna, who played for India later. Overnight, I quit playing cricket. I made that decision. I was handed over the job to go to Kolkata, joined as a development officer, and never looked back. I say that with pride today, you know. 15 months in Kolkata, 1st January 79 to April 1980. Banks were nationalized, and I was neither here nor there. I moved to Oriental Bank at that young age, and I was handed over the 6-month training at the largest branch of the bank then, Fort Bombay. 1980, April 21st, I started my career as an officer. Why am I sharing this story? Is it going to inspire you? I'm going to share this with you. Who I became, there's a short story, but just give me 10 minutes of your life. And you'll remember this. April 80, after 6 months of my training, I said, give me foreign exchange and credit. They said, no, that's for special people. I said, I am special. And I pushed them because of my silver spoon. I spoke to all those people in the hierarchy because of my father. I said, I am meant for much more. I can't do this for the rest of my life. So they called me to Delhi for a management development program, a 9-month program to head office. I don't know, you will say out of the way or because of my initiative to learn more in less. I went to Delhi and I was getting my training in the credit department when this regional head of Bombay visits head office. He says, what are you doing here? You're not required to be sitting at the head office pushing files. You are a front man. I need you in Bombay. I said, sir, I'm getting married. And my wife is from a small city called Chandigarh, and she's very young. She was just 19, and I was 24. So he said, no, you are going to open a new branch in Malad of Bombay on the 25th of November 1983. And guess what? The great Shashi Kapoor came to inaugurate the branch. And till his last days, he has been a friend of mine. So I opened the branch and I asked for a home. They said, select a house wherever you want in Bombay. I chose to buy a flat at Juhu, near the beach, near the Janki Kutir Prithvi Theatre. 7,25,000, and the bank paid for it. It is still there. I lived in that house for 18 years. I got married in January 84. And believe me, I was the last on the list in every promotion. From scale 1 to scale 2 to scale 3 to scale 4. And then my life changed. I was heading the largest branch stock exchange in 1996. And I was moved to another branch, Dadar, where my friend had completed 5 years. So you need to move people. So he was moved to stock exchange within 6 months of my being there, and I moved to Dadar. And Premraj, you would know, being a banker, March, I only fear the Ides of March. I remember Julius Caesar. And what is happening at PSCI is also we are fearing the Ides of March. I moved there, and on the 28th of March, we closed books, or 29th, we closed books. And my friend who had changed hands with me, leading the largest branch, just in a short 2 words, I would say, had created a fraud of 30 crore rupees.
Wow.
30 crores, 1996. On the 1st of April, when I saw how the debits have become credits, I asked those people. So they said, साहब ने बोला है डेबिट को क्रेडिट कर दो, क्रेडिट को डेबिट कर दो. And you know what? I rang up straight the head office general manager personnel. Look at my guts at that age. Why am I sharing all this with you? I was meant for something special. I said, I want all these senior managers to be suspended today. You can imagine in a nationalized bank. And I am not taking charge of this branch unless they give in writing they have committed this fraud at the behest of the previous manager, who were the main guy. And everybody was saying, oh, what a great man. Unfortunately, he committed suicide on the 2nd of July. Why am I sharing this? Truth will always prevail. Truth is too strong for people to speak lies. Now let's move on. Overnight, they transferred me after I cleansed the branch to a place called Ghaziabad. Now you know how people get victimized. They did not send me to Delhi where my parents used to live. It's a 40-kilometer where I used to live in Delhi. Came to Ghaziabad, and here the CBI inquiry started. And they invited me back for 2 months to Bombay to write the report. I was sitting at the White House with the commissioner of CBI, and we were friends. And there were people over there who were some great people in life, but had committed big frauds. I don't want to name them because this is going on record. I will share it soon in my story, which I'm going to write very soon. I quit the bank overnight. 15th of August, 1998. And then my life moved on. After 2 days of rest, I have never prepared a CV, just sharing you my profile. I was invited by a finance company to head their Bombay region. They came to know. And after 2 years there, I quit them. And this new journey, which is the story I want to share, started. 2010 to 2012, I went around the world to ask people, how can I help you? How can I help you? How can I help you? They said, you are a straight man. I said, so we will do business with people who are a little bit crooked. I said, I cannot be crooked, but I'm surely going to leverage on my knowledge, my skill, and the people I know in my life. Somehow, I went to Kerala with a friend of mine, wanted to do a partnership arrangement with the government, unlocking the assets of the 108 bus terminals, public-private partnership. After making 15 visits, I got tired. And then the story started. I went to attend a BNI meeting in 2012. And one girl asked me, sir, you say you are a consultant, coach, trainer. Where is your certification? A young HR girl, 28-year-old, had the audacity to ask me, this inflated ego of mine, and it was over. Next morning, I punched the #1 coaching company in the world. And there comes Action Coach. I do a call with the CEO in Brisbane. He said, we are the best in the world. I said, what about India? He said, we have one. I said, why not too many? And then I was going on a personal trip to US. Incidentally, their head office is at Las Vegas. So I've now been there for maybe 12 odd times in Las Vegas, which people don't go once in their lifetime. So after that, I visited Las Vegas, met the CEO, whose name is Brad Sugar, my first guru in my life. A 40-year-old young man who is more than $400 million in net worth, has his own private jet. And when I met him the first day, he said, Harish, I'll make you $1 million coach. Just imagine, people in this country do not know how many zeros are there in a million. And today, as I share, we do billionaire in training, which is what I do now in my Reset Your Mindset Ultimate. But I'll come to that later. I know I have over-invested. And in India, unfortunate, but I want to be quoted. People sell at $199, $499, $999. And I have invested over a lot of money in crores on myself in the last 10 years. I complete 10 years in May 12th. So it all started there. I did May 12 to May 25th, my first training in business coaching from the world's #1 coaching company, Action Coach. Come back, trained as a business coach. And I have another coach here who said the pricing should be around 25,000 a month. I said, me and 25,000. I pay that to my help at home. So positioning is one word, note down on your diary. Unless you position yourself in life, people will always look at you small. So I said, I'll start with 100,000. So I got my first client from BNI, and then I moved on. In July, there was another call for executive coaching in Las Vegas. I had just come down in May, and that was qualification for veterans who had done 5 years of coaching. Anyway, I applied, I paid the money because I had a lot of money in the bank, remember. I had just left the bank, I left the private company, so I was loaded with cash. And my children asked me, Papa, would you leave some money for our marriages and so on? Yeah. You know, when you speak the truth, you don't have to remember anything. So it all comes as a gift. So I went for executive coaching. I'm the youngest in a batch of 13 people, and rest are all 60s, 50s, and so on. Came back. And then I came to know there's another program in Singapore called Law of Attraction. You know, that girl had triggered with me that I'm unlearned, do not know, do not have those billas or what you call certificates in life. Just an ordinary graduate from Sri Ram College. I went in October to learn the law of attraction in Singapore. And all this was paid and business class. Came back, I met a friend of mine here in Bombay. He does Tony Buzan. So I said, yeah, mind mapping. I said, who is the other person than you? He said, I'm the number one. I said, I'm going to be number two. I said, where does he work from? He says he does in Singapore, in Dubai, and in London. I said, when is he doing in Dubai? He said, March. I said, I'm coming. So March of 2013, I did Tony Buzan in Dubai, 5 days. He said, now what more? Came back and started practicing. 1 client, 2 client, 3 client. But I must confess, I did not do an overload of clients. I still have some clients who started then and are still glued to me. I use the word glued. They want more, everything they want, they come up to. Then I met a good dear friend of mine, Subramaniam Narayanan. He introduced me. He said, Harish, I'll give you $1,000 off. Why don't you do John Maxwell? Just listen to my story. It's very inspiring. I know it. And I did John Maxwell in Orlando. That's about $10,000. Plus, I did a mentorship program for $10,000. Came back and I met Suren, and I became a fan of law of speaking from Les Brown. So I met him in Delhi in a conclave, and he said, Harish, you have a powerful voice. Share your story with the world. I said, I want to be in entourage with Les Brown. So how do you enroll me in your program where I travel the world with you? You know, why am I sharing all this? If you think big, dream big, you move towards becoming big. So somehow I was waiting for that call. It didn't come. Meanwhile, I was doing my business coaching and executive coaching. And 2017, I was in Toronto when a call came. We are doing a program in Fort Lauderdale, Florida in October of 17. I said, I'm coming. I was in a conference in Sun City with Action Coach in August, and I went the same year to Fort Lauderdale, where I met the world's #1 motivational speaker, Les Brown. Imagine 5 nights with him amongst 700 people who were attending the program. And when I came back, I said, now I need to deliver. That's how the journey started. In between, I invited Law of Attraction to India. I did my first program in 2013. And by 2019, I was almost 900 sessions old in schools, colleges, corporates, doing a mix of everything. Now the story for the last 2 years is what I want to share.
Please.
In front of the screen, 23rd of March, first time 2020. I was traveling every alternate day, flying in and out of airports because people wanted law of attraction, people wanted coaching, people wanted hand-holding, both in terms of personal development, leadership development, and corporate excellence. Now, first program when I started talking about, it started from scarcity to abundance here. And Premraj, you remember I did a program with you
Yes.
for your bank people.
Yes.
What is scarcity? What is abundance? And why are you doing what you are doing? This came up, and I must have done 150 plus sessions in the last 2 years. And Gudi Padwa last year, I launched this program called Reset Your Mindset. And today I complete 1 year. Now I go live. I attend meetings, small 20 people in the boardroom, maximum 50 people. And I do my program, Reset Your Mindset, for 4 hours, 1.5 hours of introduction, a tea break, and then come back and ask yourself, do you need to reset? Are you happy doing what you're doing? And if you need to reset, do you need to reset partially or total? Over to you, Premraj. I can go on for 8 hours. I'm an 8-hour speaker. I know, and I don't need a PPT slide. I have so much to share and so much to care for these people who have joined today. And those who will listen over and over again once the recording is shared with them. So this is a bit of me and 4 books in the making. Think and Grow Rich is my inspiration, but Think Who You Are and What Do You Want, my first book. Stop the Blame Game and Win, my second book. Disrupt is my third book. And finally, Reset Your Mindset. And I've already decided and discussed with the publisher, if you can do it, Premraj, I can do it too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your life's journey with us, an inspiring journey. And I'm sure all the participants would have been very, very impressed with your life's journey. You mentioned you have been trained under the world's best. Of them, who would you consider have to be your biggest influencer? Who do you admire the most? Or who or what inspired you to do what you're doing now?
You know, I was doing 55 coaches from Action Coach at Las Vegas, where Marshall Goldsmith came for 3 days to address us. And I must confess in front of all of you, I shared in front of the 55 coaches. Marshall, today I found my calling. And that was the time it became my purpose. And today, as you see, it is my passion. And my passion has become my power. And now, the next 20 years, I'm only 63 years young. I'm going to share this story to the rest of the world. And remember, Premraj and Deepak, only quality people deserve this knowledge. only quality people who would love to invest on themselves. I know in the last 10 years, what did I drop? All those negative people in my life, all those people who used to suck my energy, all those people who would say, let's drink wine and do the other things that they do. I stopped those couple kitties, those playing all that overnight. And again, I repeat, it is in your moments of decision that you design your destiny. So, first of all, it was Brad Sugar, because he came into my life first. He gave me the path, and he gave me 4 books of his. He said, read this on your journey back. He was the first guy who planted this in me, that you can be a $1 million coach. And remember, dreams do come true. And dreams come true to those people who work harder on themselves than they did on their job. Whatever I did in my bank is nothing that I do on myself today. That's one. 2, why I speak the way I speak is because of the influence of these great people. Constantly, these people come into my life every day in the morning. So, leadership, I learned from John Maxwell. Speaking, I polished with Les Brown. And executive coaching with Marshall Goldsmith. I know when he put his hand around my shoulder, he said, Harish, you are a great man in the making. Just imagine how kind these people are, and they charge 100,000 for appearance. So I am blessed to have these great people in my life. And then Bob Proctor, I missed out on meeting him in Toronto. That was one, but he comes up in my life every day in the morning. So if you ask me, 5 gurus and I'm handling them well. And unless they come every day, my day is not full. My day is not fulfilled. And unless I post something that I learned from them, I am not done by the night. You know, I've written down notes till 3 in the morning, listening to them, and my wife and my children are saying, you've never done that in your job. I never did that in my studies in my school or college. So this is the passion I would like to share with you. I bring into myself. And this is not one day. So, Premraj, 3 words I want to share here for people. Bring clarity to who you are, to why you do what you do, and why should people care. So once you get that clarity, communicate that to the people. I am here with a purpose. And do it over and over and over again so that you bring in consistency. So the 3 C's are a part of my life, although I talk about my 13 C's in my program, but these 3 C's are my life. And the first thing that I do after learning the 3 C's is doing the 3 I's. Yes. And all this has moved because of these 5 great people. The I's is very, very important today. And each of you listening, remember, get up in the morning inspired, the first I. The second I, you have moved to become an influencer. So influence people around you. And third, you are born to win. So make an impact in the lives of people around you. You are the differentiator, and these 5 gurus have made me think if you have learned all this from us, what stops you from giving it to people? So today, Premraj, I must confess, I have all the 5 gurus in my recipe of reset your mindset. So I leave you for the next question. Otherwise, I can speak for 9 hours and people will have lunch and dinner across this. I know that. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing this. The 5 gurus in whose reflected glory you are shining and bringing a lot of joy, inspiration, influence, and impact into the lives of people. You have been, and you are a great global speaker. What do you find are the audience's biggest stumbling blocks, and what are the best ways you have found to overcome them?
Just a minute. Let me complete the query.
Yeah.
Clarity, communication, be a master communicator, and then be consistent over and over and over. And remember what I said. You got to think to speak a lie. To speak the truth, you don't have to remember anything. So, Premraj, can you repeat the question so that I can focus on that again?
Yeah. What I said was, you are a global speaker. What do you find in your interactions to be the audience's biggest stumbling blocks? And what are the best ways you have found to overcome them?
One word: focus, focus, focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. Write this down. Where focus goes, energy flows. And when you know what focus is, follow one course until fulfilled, satisfied, done. It's very important. Energy is one area. And here, please note down, energy is everything, everything is energy. So where focus goes, energy flows, and do it till it is complete. Don't take calls during the session. Don't look at your WhatsApp. Don't look at what's happening around you. Even Prime Minister Modi, if he has to speak to you, he'll send a message, I want to speak to you at this time. So it doesn't matter. So, Premraj, focus is one area. 2, how soon you identify your why. And how big is your why? I have a big why now, I must share with you. I didn't have such a big why when I was small, but now I have a big why. And I wrote it on my dream board, 900,000 people. And 90,000 people already done, consumed, and looking forward to the 100,000 figure soon. So when you find your why, decide what do you want and divide it into 2 parts. People say 25-year-old vision. Yes. Where do you want to see yourself? What's your Mount Everest? Where do you want to hang up your boots? So, preparation, I talk about the 13 P's. Brilliant. So, plan, prepare. Plan, prepare, practice. Prioritize. And then perform. Plan, prepare, practice, prioritize, and then perform. This requires patience, persuasion, perseverance, and perspiration, hard work. So 5 and 4, 9. And the result is productivity, profitability, and perfection. This is the, where's my book? I'll show you later. This is the process of success. I teach the process of success. And remember, life is a process. When you do the process, you know where you will reach. I promise you. Don't say, how will I reach? Don't get into the how zone. Get your how from your coach, from your mentor, who will teach you and take you on the journey. So, focus. Why you do what you do, why you want to do what you want to do, and what do you want in your short term, in your long term. Write it down. I know Brian Tracy used to say again and again, set your goals, set your goals, set your goals, set your goals. Today, when I look at my daily goals, my weekly goals, my fortnightly goals, I am reminded that man lasted 40 years just speaking one word, goal, goal, goal. And he wrote 40 books. So, abundant Harish Mehta, your job is to reset the mindset of the world for the rest of your life. So I've chosen this word, and you will ask me, Prem Raj, what do you mean by reset? You got your settings in your first 5 years in your life. From the time your mother bore you, that 9 months and odd days, and when you came out and she gave you a brand name, KV Prem Raj, the brand has arrived. Now, where did the brand live? The surroundings, the parents, the grandparents, the brother, sister, the neighborhood, the surroundings, the school, college, and the job. What did you learn in the last 30, 40, 50 years? And now that you have survived, do you know that you're carrying a lot of bad and ugly in you? Do you want this to continue, or you want to drop it and move ahead now that you know what you missed, so that you don't ask for that on your last day? I wish I had done this in my life. Yes. So today I share with you an opportunity. The how-to guide, how to reset your mindset, whether partial or full. And just imagine, if you didn't know what happened in these 2 years, you would still speak about, I used to do this, I used to do this, I used to do this. I never used to do what I'm doing now. So I have a bigger plan, a bigger dream, a bigger picture. And Prem Raj and Deepak, it is influence of these great people where I am invested. I must confess this today. And today, Narendra, you are watching the show. I'm so relieved, you know. 2 days back, this crown that you gave me for 20 months, I have handed over to you. And I'm so proud that you are going to build on this. I'm so happy. And I'm so happy that we are going to create some great leaders in the future, especially in the speaking industry. And remember, speaking is power. Speaking is influence. Words are power. Choose the right word to get the right result. Choose the right word to get the right result. And you know, when you choose the right word, what do? If wrong word comes, drop it. Drop it immediately. Don't use it. There are 4 baskets which I talk about. And I will share that whenever people want. Dream, goal, plan, action, and results. And when you choose a word from your vocabulary of words, speak to yourself. You know what? When you think and speak, when you think and speak, when you think and speak, you're smart and wise. And when you speak and think, you're stupid and foolish. Who would you rather be? Smart and wise. So my friend, write down these THINK. When you think and speak. So T stands for, is it the truth? Is it helpful? H. Is it inspiring? I. Is it needed? Now. Is it kind? When you do the litmus test on the think and the word you have in your hand to speak, when you pass it through this litmus test, either you will drop it or you will use it. And when you use it, what result do you want? Positive, positive, positive. So the words you choose, the thoughts you stitch, the actions you take, the results you get. So when I say we create miracles every day, why do I say that? You have a choice to choose the right word to create that right result. When you pick up the word and ask yourself, what results do I want? A positive or a negative? And friends, I don't live there, so I don't know their language. I only live here. That's why this name is christened on my abundant Harish Mehta. If I stay abundant, I can create abundance every minute for myself. And remember, every word matters. And when you recognize every minute matters, and when you say every minute matters, how do you use your minute? I'm just doing a stretch on that. I want to give you the 5 R's. The 5 R's are: number 1, to learning to become the person you want to become. Number 1, let go resistance to learning. Let go resistance to learning. Become relevant 24/7. Become relevant 24/7. 3, when you become relevant, the think comes into mind. When you think and speak, you're smart and wise. Do I need to or shut up? Third, when you become relevant, people give you respect. They give you respect, and here value comes into your life. You know, Prem Raj, when people ask me, what's your price? I said, you don't know value, my friend. The day you learn value, you come to me. So when people who sell billionaires in $9.99, I don't know what are they selling. So it's an irony. After respect comes recognition. And after recognition comes reputation. You build a reputation. Prem Raj is the author of 5 books. He doesn't come unless you give him 50,000 rupees in advance to share his half an hour. And you know what, in this business, sir, how much will you charge for a full day? I said, I'm not a full day guy. You can't absorb me for a full day, my friend. It'll take you 6 months to absorb my full day. So take my 90 minutes and absorb it for the next 90 days by doing more and asking less. So clarity, communication, and consistency. So do a 90-day or 100-day plan. My guru, another one, Gary Ryan Blair, he does a 90-day firework plan. So I do that for those people who are in a hurry to become big. And they're willing to put 18 hours of their work into learning. 100-day challenge. So my friend, the 5, how many hours did you get? 5. When you remember this from today onwards, A, don't resist learning. Don't say, I know. And when people say, I know, you know what I say, Alka, to them? I say, you know what you know. You don't know what you don't know. Do you need to know what you don't know? Or are you happy knowing what you know? I've handled a lot of people who say, sir, what do you do? I said, when you ask me that, I know how much you know. And when I ask you 2 questions, I will know how deep you are, how wide you are, and how long you are. And where have you reached in life? So it's important today to understand. And when I'm speaking on this, I'm reminded of Robin Sharma, another guru of mine. He gave me the 5 toxins in life. I want you to note down in your diary the 5 toxins in life. And before that, you write, I, your name, Alka Chadda, promise myself. I, Deepak Himani, promise myself not to complain from today for the rest of my life. See how easy it becomes. Number 1, I, Kirandeep Sandhu, from Malaysia, promise myself not to complain for the rest of my life from today. Number 1. Number 2, again, I, write your name, promise myself not to criticize from today. Now I have a pattern which I share. First practice, complain for 7 days, 24 hours. Because changing habit overnight is not easy. Because one of my pillars of reset your mindset is habits. So first is complain, practice for 24 hours, 1 day. See the result. If you enjoy, move to the next after a week. And during these 7 days, promise yourself to become a good listener. So 1 you leave and 1 you acquire. So 1 bad habit you go and 1 good habit you acquire. So 2, get into the zone of, second one, I promise not to criticize. The third, which is very important today, I promise not to gossip. You know, I have it in my home. My mother and my wife, they were at less than 45 on a scale of 100. This is negative, this is positive. And when they saw me at 90 plus my vibrations, I would move away from them. They knew he will not come close to us unless we change. I didn't change them, but my consistency doing it over and over and over again. She's listening to me right now. happened. So negativity to positivity, this will happen when you stop gossip. And 4, I promise not to worry. Robin, I remember you for life. You are a great guy. I met him in Bombay. I paid 35,000 rupees for the program when Robin Sharma and my Rockefeller Habits guy came, gave a full day session. I promise you I'm over-invested. And I love this over-investment because I can share it today. So complain, criticize, gossip, worry, and the last one, I promise not to procrastinate. Please, please, please. I will do, I will do, I will not do, I will do today, I will decide. Get out of that zone. I promise not to procrastinate. If you can move out of this, start working on this from today, I promise you, you will be closer to where you want to be sooner than later. Premraj, your next question. I can go on. I can go on for life, you know. And God has gifted me my memory and the 6 faculties which are required, which are given by God to you. Let me share it now. Imagination, the 6 faculties of the mind. You need to grow them. Imagination, intuition. Imagination, intuition. Will, reason, which is the 5th one. Memory. And finally, perception. These 6 faculties live with you morning, evening, night. And they live here as well as there. Kiran, you got it? They live in scarcity. They live in abundance. Yeah. It's your choice. Where do you keep them? If you live here, you'll keep them here. If you live there, you'll keep them there. So go on, Premraj, before I come to my next thought. Go ahead.
Thank you for nearly the last 1 hour. We have been having a masterclass on this. It is leading to a lot of soul searching amongst us. And I would request Deepak to take this forward now.
Well, you know, it is 1:28 on a Sunday afternoon. We are close to lunchtime in India. And everybody who has been in the room is still there in the room. I'm sure all of us have some question to ask Harish Mehta from his wisdom, from his learnings, from his life experiences. So instead of me asking him any question, which, you know, luckily I have access to, I can call him up and ask him whenever I want, whatever I want. But for anyone who is there in this room, if you would like to ask Harish a question directly, raise your hand. I will unmute you or unmute yourself and go ahead and ask. Don't let go of this opportunity. Anyone? Go ahead, Vaibhav.
Yeah, thank you, Deepak, and thank you, Harish, for this wonderful, insightful talk. Just one question: when you mentioned the top coaching institute as active, presently, is it the coactive coaching institute, the one, or it's a separate
Action. Action Coach is the #1 business coaching company in the world.
Okay, great.
And I represent them in India. And I am one of the senior most coaches in India. We are more than 1,200 coaches in 90 countries globally.
Wow.
And I've visited almost 13 international seminars conducted globally, and they are a part of my tribe. I have access to them just on the click of a button, and they are available. Similarly, my John Maxwell team, similarly, my Les Brown Maximum Institute, similarly, the Marshall Goldsmith team, and also being a professional speaker, my PSAI team. and also the Action Coach community in India. We are 35 plus people, and I'm happy to grow this community within the country and globally.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, Harish sir. And for all those who are there, either who have joined us through Facebook or there in this room, this meeting is being live streamed on Facebook, so it will be there. It will also be put up on YouTube, so all the learnings which have been shared by him will be available on YouTube for all, everybody who is there in the room.
There's a question here.
Yes, I'll take that also. Harish sir will be sharing a few free resources, a gift from him before we close this session. So please stay on. And Mr. CM Khurana, go ahead and ask your question.
I have a very small question. What prompted you to this work of sharing your skills and knowledge rather than continuing as a CFO or in the financial world?
Incidentally, friends of mine, he is my first boss. He's listening to me. When I was in Oriental Bank in Delhi, he was the loans manager and I was the loans officer learning. And I'm so proud I learned some great things from him.
Thank you.
CM sir, I am indebted to you for my initial learnings. And I was always craving for learning more in less. That was the reason I was on a highway, picking up on the speed. And when I met these great people, they came into my life. I was destined to be there. And that is what transpired. And that is what happened. And I did not fear. Remember, each one of you, don't fear to invest on yourself to learn. And today, I'm not scared to spend more. You know what? Deepak, the day I moved to left business class, I learned the skills of, I want you to write down this word, RICHUAL. Rich people have different rituals. And ordinary people have got RITUAL.
Yes, wonderful.
RICHUAL is different from RITUAL.
Oh.
Rich people value time. And ordinary people look at price. The same cup of tea. Yesterday I met a new client and I'm booking him for 6 months. I don't know how these gifts come. A joint, Soho joint in Juhu, a cup of tea which you could have on a stall at 10 rupees was 700 rupees there. So it's the value of the place. And yeah. I could see a lot of young people, film stars, their children and all that in Juhu. First time I went there, I said, this is the place to come.
Yes.
So my thought, CM sir, is I was dreaming big, but I was compelled not to become the person I became because I was suffering from scarcity.
Yeah.
I had energy in me, but I didn't have the power to move to abundance by giving more and asking less.
Yes.
Now, the more I give, the more comes to me.
Yeah.
You know, people ask me, how do you grow your business? I said, friends like Khurana, friends like Deepak, they say, can you do the bank? Can you do this? Now just imagine. And I must confess, a man without a CV entered all these zones, and today
Yes.
people ask for his profile now. Give us your profile. Look at that. What an irony.
Yes, yes.
So do what matters. Do what makes an impact. And when I started thinking, I would like to move leaders to become legends. That's a journey which I teach for hungry people. So I want to set up programs which I do only leadership or want to be great leaders in life.
Wonderful.
I want to see their hunger,
Yes.
who are willing to invest on their personal development,
Yes.
on their leadership development,
Yes.
on becoming the leader in the leadership and not doing management roles.
Yeah.
Remember, leadership is strategy and 90% is strategy
Yeah.
and 10% is execution. And the second part, 90% is mindset, 10% is strategy and execution.
Yeah.
So now, how much do you want? When do you want? Raise your hand and say, I'm ready. And when you know what you want in life, well enough, you get what you want. So learn the power to think, learn the power to listen, learn the power to be in a learning mode, to grow and to lead. And once you start leading, start giving more and asking less. Deepak, I have lots to give.
Yeah.
And
Thanks
you
a
can
lot.
mention my telephone number and my email ID so that they can come to me, reach out to me. And all these people on the call today, I can do a half-an-hour gift to them. Find out who you are, where you are, what do you want in your short term, in your long term. I will engage with you, bring clarity, help you communicate with clarity, and make that decision. What do I want, and by when do I want it? So let me be your how-to guy, the Sherpa who will take you to your Mount
Mount
Everest.
Everest. Wonderful.
Thanks a lot.
Wonderful.
Very thoughtful thing.
Yeah.
And it's a process and journey which you have told us. So a lot of thought of food for thought for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Khurana ji. I'm indebted to you for bringing me to the right place and holding my horse and telling me, wait, you'll get your chance. Wait, you'll get your chance. So I'm grateful to you. Thank you for joining on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, sir, for asking this question. Thank you for this wonderful gift of yours, where all of us on this room just now will get a half-hour session to get clarity on who you are, who you want to become from none other than Harish Mehta, who is the immediate past president of the Mumbai chapter of the Professional Speakers Association of India. Let me tell you, myself, Premraj, Dr. Alka Chadda, Abhijit Sansgiri are already part of this professional speakers network. If any one of you, and including Narendra, who has taken on the responsibility of now leading the PSAI Mumbai chapter, he is now the president of the Mumbai chapter. Any one of you are interested in becoming part, which I would strongly advise you to be, please connect with Harishji, myself, Narendra, Premraj, anyone, and we will help you get connected. It is now 1:40 in the afternoon. I would love for this session to go on for another few hours because I can ask him another 100 questions, and I'm sure in his inimitable style, he will take another 30-40 minutes to answer each question. Having said that, it is a Sunday and he has promised all of us a special half an hour of his valuable time so that we can become better. Please do not let go of that opportunity. Connect with Harish sir. He is there on LinkedIn.
Send me an email, harish@harishmehta.com.
Such a simple email ID to remember, Harish, Harish at harishmehta.com, or he's there on LinkedIn. Search for Abundant Harish Mehta. Just remember the word abundant. As soon as you tag ABUNDANT, and then you will find Harish Mehta on LinkedIn. Connect with him. Utilize this opportunity. Do not let it go waste. Very soon, we will be coming to the 100th episode. The 100th episode of Bloom, which has been happening non-stop from the past 19 months. Do stay tuned. Join us every Sunday. And next Sunday is our physical event. It is a physical event where all of us will be meeting in a hotel where we will be doing something what Harish does is changing your mindset. It is called the Ultimate Breakthrough Workshop. We will walk on broken glass. We will bend iron rods without touching them with our hands. It is going to be a life-changing experience. I will share the link for those who are interested. I am also sharing it on the Bloom World link on LinkedIn. Myself and Abhijit will also be sharing it. Anyone interested, please do join in next Sunday. It's going to be our physical event. And I now hand it over back to Prem Raj to officially close the session today.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you, Harish, sir, for that wonderful session that we had. A masterclass wherein we go back, do a lot of soul searching and come back as better human beings. Thank you for that offer that you have given us for that free half-an-hour coaching session that you are conducting. And I'm sure everyone on this call will take that. And we look forward to having you all on the Bloom live show next Sunday.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, and God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay inspired.
Everyone.
Make an influence and make an impact in the lives of your people around you. That's the message. Thank you.
Thank you, Harish sir. Thank you.